Okay, fellow Nigerians all over the world, how on a day? Because of the sensitivity of the thing where I want to discuss today, I'm not going to speak in English. I want to talk for pidgin so that make everybody hear. Now, me na black man. My name na black man, or if you want to call me for Portuguese, you call me Homen Negro. I'm a master student of linguistics for Faculty of Arts here for University of Lisbon, Portugal. And then quickly, I won't follow on a discourse, especially as regards these upcoming elections wey go happen for Nigeria. And I want follow on a discourse, make on a reason with me as to why we no need to recycle these old politicians. As to why that thing don't be a very big problem to us and contribute to why our country dey as e dey. So quickly, I go just discuss some very salient points, making very quick comparison between Nigeria and Portugal, so that make una just fit get a little picture of the reason why we don't need these guys again. Nothing where they won't do for us, where passers they don't do. For many people who don't know, Portugal actually now one of the poorest countries for Europe here, but as poor as Portugal be, when I say na one of the poorest countries, because for example, now them get the lowest salary, compared to other places for Europe, Spain, Italy, Germany, France, Denmark, Belgium, and a whole lot. Some of the Nigerians where they for Europe, then go understand the thing what they talk. Now Portugal and get the lowest. Now Portugal and get the lowest salary, but the very strange thing where they now say Portugal as a country, currently as we dey talk, Portugal they encourage a lot of people to come in here, come invest. You want to establish business, because Portugal they depend heavily on tourism. So a lot of people they here, where restaurants, hotels, you name it, just different things. So they say people they come establish here, just because of say the government they try encourage them. Why? Because this place Portugal no dey as rich as Nigeria dey. But now the big question now say if Nigeria as I dey talk they so rich, why be say we know, the show. Why the show? It is simply because of something I call the attitude. To be very frank with you, this thing what they talk would be very, very hard for many of honor where perhaps never come Europe. But at least, even though I never come, and I get people where they for Europe, I'm not gonna ask them, say, this place where you deal, how it be, compare with Nigeria. I have to be very frank with them. In terms of resources, I mean natural resources, human resources, Nigeria will get the population, will get natural resources, it's full everywhere. We sit down on top. But to be very, very frank with you, why be say the richer Africa day? Now the poorer the citizens, they we know they feel the impact of the things where we say we get. We know they feel the impact of the natural resources we get. We know they feel the impact of anything, And now elections don't they come, and of course our politicians, the old politicians, they come with all their gimmicks, Of course, we don't see these things all over the years, but make I just follow on and discuss some very quick things. See, for example, education. Nigeria, I have to be frank with you. Nigeria, now the only country where I don't see where we say, you know, we know they try updates many things in terms of education, our curriculum. We know they try updates. We did very, very rigid when it comes to updates. We did very, very rigid. Many of them are where don't come up from Nigeria, go outside, go school. Me, for example, I study foreign languages, Portuguese to be precise. So for my case, if you know to apply, in the sense that because my language me I come do, so once you sabi speak, yes. But for many others, for example, people who do banking and finance, people who do accounting, people who do medicine, people who do law, and a whole lot of these courses where get to do with, practice. I have to be very frank with them. Man, on another go fit compare the quality for Nigeria and what you come get for Europe. People where they UK they study, people where they for Germany, people where they for France. On another go fit compare. Why? Not simply because of the fact say we dey very, very rigid when it comes to updating update of knowledge. For example, things where they say Europe don't do some 10, 15 years back, now we still they teach for Nigeria. This is not to criticize, the people where they for the system or whatever, not just to make them understand. Say, see, the world is leaving us behind. The world is leaving us behind. See, for instance, here, when I come here, the whole thing just did me very, very strange because life is actually so easy. Even if considering the fact that this country no they so rich, life is so easy. Why? Because a lot of things they in place. Things like waiting, things like transportation, things like internet, things like power. These things have been taken for granted. It means say these Portuguese people, for example, they know they bother themselves like say, say if I reach out light go day, light no go day, I want iron my cloth to, or say my internet don't expire, or this internet dey slow, or this a whole lot of things don't they taken care of already. You as a student, you come here, you won't come study. You go see, you get internet to do research, you get what they call it, you get a lot of resources, a lot of materials, you're going to find it online, you get power, you get light. Since I come here till today, they never take light before. Since I come here till today, as I dey talk to them like this, they never take light before. So wetin be the point where they try, talk. See, for example, education. The Nigerian educational system, the thing if I dey talk am, e dey break my heart. Nigerian educational system no dey directed towards the field. Wetin I mean? I mean say, for example, somebody wey be say e study banking and finance, spend 4 years, spend 1 year NYSC. At the end of the day, he graduates, he start finish. Wetin be the next thing? People dey expect say at least is the person go get job, or he go secure something wey be say go dey do, he go fit fend for family, cater for in loved ones. And then you go see say maybe, for example, UBA they recruit, or Bank PHB, or Access Bank, or Diamond Bank, or Wema Bank. And then these banks go put 3 years experience minimum with BSc. Now the big question is, make we no lie for ourselves. We know how the thing they hard for people to get admission for Nigeria. For example, even if you get admission and you graduate so fast, you graduate at the age of 20 years. Now after 20, you go serve 1 year, you are 21 already. And by 21, you're already looking for a job. Okay, waiting the bank come they require. Okay, BSc with 3 years. My brothers and sisters, where you want from get 3 years experience? Where you want from get 3 years experience? So things like this, they actually go well with the unemployed. That's why unemployment rates they increase. Yes, we know say yes, the graduates to get their own, but at least if it be say, for example, somebody will be say don't spend 4 years or 5 years for school, spend 1 year for NYSC, at the end of the day come out, hope to get a job, can't fit secure anything. What do you expect? Naturally crime go there. So at the end of the day, if we look this thing critically, all these things get a kind of a linkage. When there is massive unemployment, what do you expect? A lot of people go take to thuggery, a lot of people go take to crime, petty theft, stealing, kidnapping, yahoo, all these things, they actually interconnected. Now, what we not just understand with that, So, for example, now, I get the thing what I see online where we say the trend. What be this guy named this Oga for Oshodi, MC Oluomo, and some other guys like that. Now, how do you tell your child? How do you educate your child? Say thuggery no be the way to go. When them say Oluomo they fly business class, if they online, not gonna go check out. When them say Oluomo they fly business class, when we say this old recycled politicians where we know they encourage these guys, them they fund them, they give them a lot of money to cause havoc, to count scores, to run after their political opponents, because for me, they fair, they just say. I don't come Europe, I see as Europe be, and I know how my country be, and then I just, they passive. For me, it doesn't make sense, because I need to contribute my own quota, and now what I expect say most Nigerians go they do But it just dey very, very sad. Say that thing what they talk, say the attitude of Nigerians, towards a lot of things. Once you give a Nigerian person money, every other thing don't finish. He ready to sacrifice everything, ready to sacrifice him comforts, ready to sacrifice the future of him children. Which Nigerians are not so we are not futuristic. We know they think about tomorrow. Now just give me now, make a chop, and then once I chop, it don't finish. Then what happens to the children? What happens to tomorrow? So we need to really look at a lot of things, a lot of factors. See, like I talk for education, our curriculum no dey targeted towards the industry. So you see somebody where he study mechanical engineering, he graduates. The person sabi theory, but he no sabi practice. So that's why you go see a lot of Chinese people come in. They go bring their people to the execute projects meant for Nigerians. And so a Chinese man will come in, he will begin to boss you, a mechanical engineering graduate. If you be say you graduate to first class even. Why? Because these people understand the weakness in our system, and they know say we will not get the technical know-how. So that is why them go come, they go bring their people, give us some very, very wicked conditions where we say we not get choice. We just need to accept. Now talking about our politicians, for example. Our politicians understand, say, Nigerians get this attitude what they talk about. That is why many of them they depend on this stomach infrastructure, and then when they see, say, elections done, they come near. What's going to happen? The things that they're supposed to do, what they're supposed to do, ideally, as to why we elect them before, then they go come begin the rush they do. Why? Because they know say elections done there. I go give you a very, very simple example. For Lagos, they stay around Ejigbo. Many of them are where they stay around that side. And I know, say, when you drop for your Ejigbo, you get the road where link, enter Idimo for you to go all those places. Since I moved go there, that road they terrible. That road they bad. A lot of people don't write, a lot of people don't talk, no response, nothing. Before I come off from Nigeria, I think that was towards August or thereabouts. Now we see say these people don't come. They come, pour small, what do they call them, granite, try fix the road, just a very sharp temporary thing. And then wetin happen? See a lot of people, them they thank the man, them they happy, them they dance, them they rejoice. I don't really blame them. But for me, as somebody where they educated, I understand, say, this thing where this person do, now wetin he supposed to do. However, because he understand the attitude and the thinking of Nigerians now the only set of people be say when you do what you supposed to do for them, then go see them as say, na privilege. You vote somebody put for power, expect say he go do the proper thing as a local government, what do they call them, chairman, and what do they call them, councillor, and the others, and you dey suffer steady for you to go work hard because of bad road, and then this person know say 6 months before election. At the end of the day, wetin happen? Then go just rush, come do the whole thing. You go just do them sharp, 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 and then go dey observe the reaction of Nigerians, and of course, them know say Nigerians, once you be say you don't give them a little comfort like this, they go begin praise you. They're ready to give you their vote, for another next 4 years. But actually, not just because of say these politicians know say we dey very, very ignorant, and that is why people like us where we say at least we don't come out from Nigeria, we don't see places where we say they work. We're supposed to sensitize the others. Say, see, I'm not gonna get carried away. These guys are just, very, very wicked, very, very mean. When I mean say these guys are very mean and wicked, I will give now another simple example. Some months back, here for Portugal, where for one place they call Orient, there was a particular summit. I get one of my colleague for school, the guy na from Angola, his name na Walter. In father na I think minister for Angola. Now something very, very funny happened. Many of these Angolan ministers, because this is known as Lusophone countries, when these people come here, would they meet for bank? Would they meet for metro? That one another issue, because at least here they get metro underground, they get train, they get ferry, they get bus, they get taxi, name it. Almost all kind of transportation but see for Nigeria, see for Lagos, for example, the place where they stay. what we dey hear now, excuse upon excuse. Lagos dey too overpopulated and this and this and this and all that. Japan, now more of water Japan gets, but see what Japan they do. So excuses like that should not be condoned at this particular, 2018 or 2019, as it be say, many of these countries don't they leave us behind, but Nigerians will no care, we just day like that nonchalant because these politicians, these politicians don't they successful to put us in a particular place where we say now anything where them do we they see them as privilege. Forgetting say this person them elect them to come serve. We they here for different countries. Say responsible politicians once they see that I don't feel meet up with this particular thing or this thing where I do no what I supposed to do honorably, then they resign. But in Nigeria that is not the case because we have stubborn politicians, wicked politicians, greedy politicians. So see for example now these people they meet them when we go clinic, for example healthcare, health center. Once you reach there for here for Portugal, you go collect password. So the password will contain a number and the time when you enter. So it means that everybody go sit down. They have a lot of screens around. So once you sit down, when you reach your turn, you go see your number there. You go they go attend to you. The craziness in many of these Angolan politicians, ministers, then they come, then go sit down, they go wait for their turn. Then go wait for their turn. When their turn reach, they go attend to them. The same thing if we go metro, if we want enter metro, won't go what do they call them, bank, a whole lot of places like that. These guys go come here, they go see how easy it is for you to move around. You won't go from here to here. If they go put and say metro go come here by 5 minutes time, and 5 minutes time metro don't land there. But now the question we come ask now say, what thing they can't happen when they say when these people come out for here after conferences, after meetings, once they land for Africa like this, why be say these people know they fit implement the good things where they see here? Why they no want to make these things actually day for Africa? I'm using Angola because of say na Portugal a day, but I know say na the attitude of all of these old politicians with that. Not just simply because of greed, nothing more. These people like the things where them they see here. That is the reason why many of them they come here for vacation. They go carry our money, our national treasure. They go carry them, they go travel, they go come here, they go enjoy themselves, do a lot. But by the time they get to Nigeria, what do? They prefer to use money. They finance thugs. Why? Because they understand, say, that system where they did. For them to dominate them, they need to, put fear for everybody mind. And them know, say, na money they rule. That is the reason why Nigerians, for this upcoming election, on no need to mortgage on our future because of bag of rice, because of salt, because of, we don't need all those things. If we understand how backward we dey, una go know say we don't need any of these politicians. I mean APC or PDP or, these people are the same thing. The other day we hear say what do they call her? Atiku Abubakar, he come outside, he come they beg Nigerians say in they beg for forgiveness because of what PDP do Nigerians for 16 years. Some days back we see Buhari for the NTA interview, where the woman what did they call her? That particular anchor, they tried to hush the vice president, say make him not talk for Buhari. But these things are obvious. These people have nothing else to actually offer us. So they break my heart when I see a lot of Nigerians were ready to die for these people, APC, PDP, where we say if you not be APC or PDP, there's no other thing, I sincerely I forgive on ignorance. Because if I not realize, say, with the money we did for Nigeria, we're supposed to do 10 times better than Portugal. And they tell you in terms of power, in terms of education, in terms of healthcare, in terms of good transportation. And they tell you, the thing they very, very crazy and sickening, say, by 2019, where a lot of people, they make progress. I'm talking about technological advancement. People, they go space. People, they do things. People, they invent. Nigerians, we still they bothered with trying to dualize road. They're crazy. Trying to dualize road. Trying to see if we can even get a rail system working. You know, when a country, a common country as Portugal, I dey use Portugal because Portugal are the poorest for Europe. A country like Portugal get metro, get train, get ferry, get everything. These people, their internet, they superb, at a very, very affordable rate. No be wetin MTN and Glo and Airtel they do us for Nigeria because them know say that place anything goes. Once you just set to the people there for power, you can charge Nigerians crazy, crazy tariffs. You know, nobody send because there's no consumer protection. But for here, you know if you do that thing because government here they very, very active. You know, so that na the reason why be say at the talk say we need a change of attitude for Nigeria. You know, Nigerians have been made to believe that they do not deserve better. And that is the biggest scam where a lot of these politicians actually they sell to us. You know, them do something where they're supposed to do. Them something they say you elect them to do. They not do one for 3 years or 3.5 years. Now towards when they want, get another election, these people come begin to do one. We are not fools now, Nigerians. Especially the youths. Especially the youth, it breaks my heart with the kind of things what they see, online, everywhere. Everywhere, youths, they take tramadol, codeine, and all these things, But the reality of the fact is that how you want tell youths or the young ones say, this not be the way to go. When them they see them, we know those where they say they carry money, they share up and down to give thugs. Why? So that at least these thugs go fit give the little peanuts to the small youths where we say themselves they for streets, then they hungry. And you understand, once you don't give these boys food, you don't get their loyalty. So what will be the next thing? You tell that boy, say go that particular place, go cause trouble. What do you expect? Go carry ballot box, go do this, go do that. That person's loyalty is tied to you. So our politicians understand, say Nigerians they hungry. And that stomach infrastructure scam and they use for us every 4 years. We know these things. They go share Ankara, then go do this. The two, so to speak, big parties, APC and PDP. But me, I day here today to tell them, I say, see, ask any of your relation or friend where they for Europe. Ask them, say, make them give you a true representation, a true comparison of waiting day for Europe and waiting day for Nigeria. And I go cry for myself. I dey tell you because sometimes I begin to wonder, say, how I cope, how I survive. But I have to be frank with you. Like I tell you now, my name na Black Man. Me, I be lecturer. Okay? So I no dey for say somebody and they promote the video. I go tell you now my most preferred presidential candidate very, very soon. And I go explain the reason why. So I am non-partisan, but I am talking because of the interest of my country. Because me, I'm not ready to stay here. If I come here and I go weep for the situation of a lot of blacks. A lot of blacks not get where them they stay. Many of them just for outside my house here. For one church, now there many of them they sleep. I don't mean inside the church, or even church, no let them sleep inside church. This will they sleep for outside church. Now we dey for winter, on a sweater I wear. Wicked cold now for this place. A lot of blacks. They sleep for road. Why? Because of the fact, say, these people feel, say, for me to sleep for road for Europe, it better pass for me to go back my country. What can be worse than that kind of, that kind of a comment? A lot of blacks no get work here. Why? Because many of them enter here illegally. Why? Because of the situation of Africa. So me, I dey come today to let them know, say, Nigerians in particular, anywhere where on a day, especially the ones where they for Nigeria, and I say, we are far behind. Me, I come here, make I come study. And by God's grace, if I finish, I go back to Nigeria because me, I won't contribute to the development. Me, I know one day among those where they criticize. And at the end of the day, when you criticize finish, you go, they Europe, they enjoy all the luxury. When I finish, I go back, I'll go give I go donate my own quota. I go act, I go sensitize, I go teach, and I go teach the proper thing. I go make sure, say, my own kind of, teaching, they research oriented. A lot of people, they do things. See here, we get to what they call forensic linguistics, for example. But for Nigeria, in the field of linguistics, we don't get most of those things. Why? Because one, we don't get power, we don't get internet. Forensic linguistics get to do with, using speaker specific features to take, identify people where commit crime, for example. We know a lot of these things. We get a lot of, cases where it get to do with recordings. We know for the political scene. A lot of conversations they leak, threatening, one politician they threaten the opposition and all that. Murder cases, these things go like that. Why? Because of say, there we actually have no way to actually tackle these things. But see for here, that is why crime, then they curb crime, then they curb a whole lot of these things because power they. So if power the internet go down with internet because they use softwares, they take the work for that particular field what we call forensic linguistics. These are just some very very basic things where we say people they take the chop for here. So as a lecturer here, you they do forensic linguistics and the other things. As you they collect your salary, you they also they do things where we say you they contribute to society. How you they help courts, they curb crime. When police detect one or two things, they go give you recordings. They go present the suspect for you. You go take samples and then you go compare using the softwares, using the standards established in the field of forensic linguistics. And then at the end of the day, wait till you come up with results where go help them to track. Okay, now this person do it, now this person do it. And waiting happen. Society they good. Check online. Lisbon in Portugal is more or less the safest capital for Europe because you can walk, you can move around at any time, you know. So just giving you guys this very 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 comparisons just for you for now to understand. See, we are talking about the poorest country in Europe and we talk about the biggest country in Africa. You know, the politicians they at fault. We know, but now at they address those where they say go vote. Why? Because I need to change on our attitude. We don't need APC, we don't need PDP anymore. Atiku is coming to apologize. The big question is, if you wanna go accept Atiku apology, then why wanna no go fit accept younger aspirants where you get better things to offer? Many of these aspirants are also widely traveled. This people don't. This, for example, we get the likes of Kingsley Morgan, we get the likes of Sowore, we get Fela Durute, we get Obi Ezekwesili, we get the other guy, Fashua guy. All these people put together. Yes, many people go talk say they don't get political experience, but I have to be frank with you. What's in the political experience? And as a matter of fact, political experience in Africa and Nigeria don't show us over time say man political experience actually give us any benefits. And just like one of my biggest mentors they talk, Patrice Emery Lumumba, the Director General of Kenyan Law School, the guy they talk say Africans make a domesticate and Nigerians we need to stop this behavior of we know say the man a thief but now our thief. For example, I take example of Delta State. Now, when James Ibori, we know he crippled Delta State. It stole massively. But when the guy come back, see the massive welcome when they give him after he go serve, in jail time when he come back, see the massive. That's part of the attitude why they talk. See the massive welcome when they give him. People throw party, people do this, people do that. So how do you now expect say children where we say they see the thing where they go? How do you expect to tell them that you need to work hard? Integrity they important, dignity they important. How do you expect that when they see say politician go come market, they go to pour money, go to throw money, and nobody go feel ask am talk say oga this money where you dey throw no be the most important. Wetin be your achievements? Wetin will put you there to do? You don't do am. Just because many people just they nonchalant. That is why today at the talk say I need to be more sensitive. These guys are servants. And I just need to understand these people are servants. But now for Nigeria, now the other way around. You could see say, now politicians and they boss everybody now. Politicians go land for airports, they go block everywhere. One bloody local government chairman. You go land for airports, then go block everywhere, convoy, stampede everywhere. It dey crazy. Even see now latest now talks they rain. We get the Coco Zaria them, the MC Oluomo, where they hear say Tinubu they give them money, and these whole things. And these guys they acquire arms. Then they can't scores, then then they run up and down, then get boys. These people get fleet of cars. And they tell you. And then we get professors where we say with waiting those boys they collect. Hey, my brothers and sisters, if you take professor of 5-10 years, to gather wetin these politicians go give Oluomo and the other thugs in just one sitting. You understand? And you want to make country better. How do you expect the country to be better? When you see those things and then you keep short, and at the end of the day, you also you go sit down there, then go carry rice come for you close to election period, and they go tell you to say, vote for APC, vote for PDP. Very, very crazy thing. Nigeria na the only country wey be say you go see say school wey don dey existing before, one politician go come close to election, him go roof am. When he roof am, wetin go happen? Dem go call press, everybody go run go there. Dem go tie rope, dem go cut am, dem go celebrate am. Wetin una dey celebrate? Say dem roof school. The person dey there for 4 years, close to election, he begin to roof school, he begin to patch road, and with the dance, we dey celebrate. We need to do away with such kind of attitude. We need to do away with such kind of attitude. See for here, for example, just for una to get a better picture. Food for Portugal, they're very, very cheap. And I can tell you, Portugal know they produce so much. This one that they call what do they call them, pizza, where this Domino's, they use the pack our money. I remember the time where I did for Lagos. If I go Domino's, I want to go buy pizza. The minimum what they buy na 5,000 naira. That pizza, they go sell it for me like that pizza, 5,000 naira. Make a shock on that. For here, that same pizza now €1.90. It is less than 800 naira. It is less than 800 naira. The same pizza. For here, to buy chicken here, 1 full kilo, even sometimes a full chicken, now 99 cents. 99 cents is less than 400 naira. And that thing I go use and cook sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks. To buy turkey here now €1.20. €1.20. I go take and cook 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But now compare them to Nigeria. How much would they buy turkey? How much would they buy pizza? How much this not just very, very, now the smallest examples where I could just give on. I know fit, because I know one born are too much. That brings me to the major reason why I did make this video. They send, give Nigerians for Nigeria. Say, I beg. We don't need APC, we don't need PDP. Let us give these younger guys the benefit of doubt. Because if, with all the political experience where APC and PDP get, see where our country dey. At least I don't see some of the examples where I don't show on. Transportation system, zero. Food, zero. Infrastructure, zero. How many I won't begin to talk? Not just the little reference where we say, I go fit give honor. And then over time, these politicians have taken us for a ride. These people don't take us for a ride because see now, Buhari no participate for the elections debate. Atiku say himself no go participate because for Nigeria, the politicians no own anything, and that is the reality. But for here, no be like that too. For here, elections debates they compulsory. Then go ask you questions. Then go probe you. Then go provoke you. Must give them evidence. But see, Nigeria, crazy country. Atiku travel go USA to show us what. Say him if travel go USA, and many people they come out, they talk, say, Atiku don't travel go USA. Okay, now, okay, I say don't go now. Waiting what? But now the question I say, what is the impact of Atiku where you don't feel over the years? Let us be frank with ourselves. What if you don't benefit from Atiku? But because politicians understand the way we they think, and that's why they manipulate them, and that is why you go they, a lot of people don't depolarize, based on tribe, based on religion. For me I be Igbo man more or less, but I have to be frank with you. I don't give a fuck whether Peter Obi be the man, vice or and all that, because as a matter of fact, I am tired because I have not seen a lot of progress compared to what I'm seeing in the poorest country in Europe. Nigerians they suffer. Nigerians don't get light. Food to chop they hard because unemployment they very, very high, and I don't explain to Anna. Part of the contribution of the educational system to that high rate of unemployment, and also part of the what do they call them, the private sector, and also government bodies where they employ, the kind of job experience where they require, it they crazy, they ridiculous. In the US here, for example, not be the same system. For here, you go school. When you go school finish, you graduate. You go do internship with a particular company so that you go fit gain work experience. They feel no pay you very high at the beginning. you know. Or you fit dey there do 1 year, 2 years, they go, they pay you like, let's say, 500 euros, 600 euro per month. But what the most important thing I say, they get work experience, so that with work experience, you can now work in bigger firms. That is how it works here. But for Nigeria, you go see somebody where we say, you know, somebody will just graduate, maybe unfortunately for him, graduate 28, 29, 30 years. Automatically, he can never work in a bank because of his age. He can never work in a bank. But now, no be that person fault, because we know as Nigerian educational system be. You know, jump, a whole lot of factors. The time where the person enters school, sometimes some people they get admission, sef, but parents don't get money to send, you know, to pay school fee and a whole lot of things. We know these things, you know, so there are a whole lot of things that we say we need to change. You know, that brings me to the major discussion of this video. Personally for me, every day now they watch, you know, anything I get to do with this Nigeria elections, where they come very, very soon. And I have assessed all the candidates. I don't assess all the candidates. Every day now, no day where I miss her. Every day I watch her TVC channels, journalists hangouts. You know, what do they call them? What do they call this other station? Arise TV. You know, I don't check these guys well. And I have to be frank with you, we have a whole lot of alternatives to Atiku, Buhari, you know, and these other guys where we say we know say they don't do their part. Make them go rest. And no one begin they talk, you know, their faults and all that. We are not even bothered about that, because we don't even need them to come back. We don't need them to come back. You know, for me, the only person where we say don't they compromised. Now I'm going to gone from any of those two people. Buhari is unfit. We know that. In health, no, you know. So basically, even if he's re-elected, don't be that guy go rule us. We know say somebody go there somewhere they draw the strings, and we don't need that anymore, because we need rapid change. You know, our transport system needs to be fixed, infrastructure needs to be fixed, education needs to be fixed. You know, agricultural sector needs to be fixed. You know. So my point now say, we get Sowore, we get Kingsley Moghalu, we get Fela Durotoye, we get Obieze Kwesili, we get Fashwa, then we have this other lady. I've forgotten her name, and a whole lot of others. I go tell you that my preferred candidate is Omoyele Sowore. My preferred candidate is Omoyele Sowore. That is not to say the other people no they good. Then they good. But for me, my advice is this. Nigerians need a president like Sowore. Why? Sowore, they very, very radical. I have followed everything, plus debate, plus town hall meetings. So I followed even Kingsley Moghalu's one, Obieze Kwesili's interview at Wazobia, and you know, Fela Durotoye. Many of these guys, the Fashwa guy, I dey watch them steady, because we're here we get 24 hours, like 24 hours internet. So once the be say I dey free, I don't get anything what they do, because I get the interest of my country from my heart. So the reason I talk and I say Sowore, they very, very radical. And I have to be frank with Ona. Ona know for Ona mind. Say this is not the first time where we say the political scene don't they shaking. Why? Because of the kind guts where Sowore gets. Sowore na guy we say in-game mind, he dey fearless. At least some of us will know how they are looked at in the work. You know, say you need to get some guts for you to fit be, you know, the student union president. You know, so that is not to say student union presidency, you know, automatically qualifies him. No, but at the talk say, Kingsley Moghalu, for example, Fela Durotoye, Obieze Kwesili, those people, them good to do for government. They can be senators, they can be ministers, they suppose you know, but we need somebody like Sowore to be at the helm of affairs. Why? Because if, for example, somebody like Durotoye, somebody like Moghalu, for me, those people, them they too orthodox. Make I break them down for my people where if you no understand. I say those people, you know, them they too touche. And make I tell you now, Nigeria system, na abnormal system. So you don't need person where they normal. You know? So what I mean by